What's up, everybody? Dan Tom with MMAjunkie here. It's the holiday season, but we're not leaving you hanging. My co-hosts are currently in California, but it's okay because so is UFC 232. That's right, in case you haven't heard, the card has been relocated from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas to the Forum in Los Angeles due to, let's just say, drug testing issues with Jon Jones. Now, that's a different discussion for a different time. I would like to use this time to break down the main event of UFC 232, Jon Jones versus Alexander Gustafsson 2. That's right, it's a rematch. The first one went down back at UFC 165 over 5 years ago, and it's a fight that's well worth going back for watching. You know, it was probably a top 5 title defense, a top 5 light heavyweight. It's a top 5 anything, really, if you want to categorize this fight. It was a fight where for the first 3 rounds, we saw Jon Jones, who up until that time looked inhuman. We actually saw him look human. Alexander Gustafsson used pressure, boxing, countering some kicks, stuffing some takedowns, even scoring the first takedown to be scored on Jon Jones to, in some people's eyes, earn him those first 3 rounds regardless, make it competitive. But Jon Jones, like a champion does, dug deep. Dug deep, was able to find success striking off of the breaks, striking in small spaces, and finding that nice spinning elbow that he was looking for earlier in the fight. Finds it in round 4 to steal the round and closes the fight strong to successfully defend his title. Now, regardless of how you scored, it doesn't matter. Both men should come away looking good as they did, and both men should deserve credit as I believe they've gotten since then. But since then, it's been a mix of adversity and success. Now, I don't mean to be brushing over these issues with Jones. I definitely acknowledge them. You know, not trying to let him off the hook by any means, but if I'm breaking this fight down by its physical merits, from what we've seen on paper, from what we've really seen from both men in their history, well, I agree with the Vegas odds makers who currently have the line, at least at the time of this video, Jon Jones is your favorite, minus 275, where the comeback on Alexander Gustafsson, plus 235, he is your underdog. So yes, I agree with the Vegas odds making Jon Jones the favorite there. He is going to be my pick here. I will say my heart will be with Alexander Gustafsson out of the fight. I can't lie, part of me will be rooting for this guy. I mean, the heart, the resolve, and just the overall skill. I mean, this guy really came in to the UFC with underrated wrestling skills and underrated skills overall, and he's only gotten better. I don't think he really has to change so much. He really just has to make sure he has the gas tank to go and push hard those 5 championship rounds. Not accusing him of not being a hard worker or even having a suspect gas tank, but if we're being critical, that's where he came up short in these wars with Jon Jones and Daniel Cormier. Whereas Jones, I think, has more room to adjust. Not just so much the toolbox to adjust, but I see a more clear path for him. Jones, admittedly, of his own accord, has said he's worked more on grappling. We've seen him participate in submission contests during these layoffs and kind of off periods. I suspect Jon Jones may come into this fight looking to ground Alexander Gustafsson, perhaps making it more of an objective, being more prepared to do so than he did in their first fight. And I really see that being the potential difference maker down the stretch. If he can establish that ground dominance early, he may be able to earn himself even an emphatic finish. With that being a possibility, though, I will still be going with Jon Jones by decision. Again, hearts with Alexander Gustafsson here, but from what we've seen on paper, I feel like Jon Jones can make more adjustments, and I believe those adjustments could be very potent. So that's my pick. Regardless, you've got to tune into this fight, and make sure you keep it locked to MMAjunkie.com, who will have you covered for all of UFC 232 Fight Week.